Hey, this is Jennifer from SingtoKids, and I wanted to talk to you about digital classrooms. I know so many of us have really jumped onto the digital classroom craze, and if you haven't and you want to learn more about it, I would really encourage you to go check out my friend Melissa Stauffer, who is the curator of the Mrs. Stauffer's Music Room, and she has blog posts and YouTube tutorials to walk you through step by step creating a digital classroom. So you can see here, this is my fifth grade room because one of the things I wanted to do this year was to create classrooms that were specific to each grade level so that the content for my students matched where they were in terms of their learning. Of course, there's going to be some carryover from class to class, but for the most part, I want to be able to control, there's a big difference between what my kindergarten students are going to see versus my fifth grade students. So you can see this is my classroom right here. Each one of these things is linked to a website for my students to explore when they are doing asynchronous learning. And now I want to be able to share with them my classroom. In fact, I don't just have one part of my classroom, but in my real room, I have lots of music books. So you can see here, these are all linked to videos on YouTube for my students to listen to. And I also have a calm down space in my room. So again, just like kids have rough days at school, they're going to have some rough days at home too. And so I thought, how cool that I could provide some links for my students that need a moment to just calm themselves and ready themselves for learning. And then also in my room, I have anchor charts where my students are taught to access information that perhaps they're still learning. And so each one of those anchor charts is connected to a slide within the presentation so that my students can see them, because you can see from here you really can't see the words on that one. So I linked them so that there was a larger anchor chart so the students could see the information, go, oh, that's right, melodies move by step, skip, leap, or repeat. So here's the deal. When I want to share this with my students, there's one important thing I need to do, because I don't want my students having access to editing my slide in any way, shape, or form. I want them to only see it in present mode. So I'm going to go up here to the URL, and you can see there's all these numbers and letters, but then there's this word edit. And I want to take that word edit and I want to replace it with present. Okay, so I'm taking the word edit and deleting it and putting in the word present. And then I'm going to copy and paste the entire URL. And just let me show you really quick. When I copy and paste that into a new tab, you can see that my Google Classroom, my virtual classroom, is now in present mode, and students can click on things and be taken to other sites to explore and play instruments and see performances and things like that. They can also move from slide to slide and click on things. And if a student wants to see what form is all about, they can click right there. So everything is a present form, but here's the thing. I want to assign this in my Google Classroom. And so I'm going to go back into a Google Classroom. I'm going to click on the word create. Now the reality is this really isn't an assignment as much as it's just material for students to use for asynchronous learning. So I'm going to post this as material. I'm going to put a title here. I'm not going to worry about saying this is my fifth grade music room because I'm only going to assign this to certain students. And a quick description. And here's the thing I want to show you, because most of us, when we're adding materials or assignments into Google Classroom, we would click on add and we would click link, right? And we would just paste that link right in here and add it and assign that post. But I want to show you what happens, because even though I've changed the word edit to present, Google defaults back to its natural URL. So when I click on this, you can see that for students, it went right back into present mode, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to go back into this assignment. I'm going to edit. I'm actually going to delete this. I don't want that link there. And I can do one of two things. I can just copy and paste that whole link right into there and click save. And then you can see students can click here, and now it's forced into present mode. Sorry, it doesn't default right back to the page I had it on. So it's defaulting back to present mode. But here's the thing, I don't love the way this looks. So I'm gonna go back to edit one more time. I'm gonna take, whoops, you can hear one of my dogs in the background. I'm gonna go to a site called bit.ly.com. And what happens in Bitly is that I can take a really long link and shorten it. And so I'm going to grab that Bitly link and go back into my Google Classroom. And it just looks a little bit nicer that way. I'm going to click Save. And now when my students see their material here, I'm going to click on this. And again, you should see that it defaults to present mode for my students. And that's really what I want. I want them to see the Google Classroom in present mode so that they have opportunities to explore and play within the classroom. I hope that's helpful to you. And if you have any questions, please drop me a question in the comments below. I'm happy to help however I can. If you are looking for links, you're looking for virtual digital resources to connect in your classroom, I would just ask you to check out my blog, which is SingtoKids.com. You'll see digital music content for virtual teaching. And when you click on that link, you're going to see all these different links that you can check out, and they're organized by content. It's in no way, shape, or form supposed to be a comprehensive list, but it's sort of like the best of the best. Any link that had Flash, I kind of left out because that can be hit or miss depending on the device students are using. But there are some really great resources here for you to check out and link to. And if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, would you please check it out? I am SingtoKids on YouTube as well. And I have lots of teacher tutorials on using technology in the classroom. I also have lots and lots of videos for students so that as you're moving back into the fall and maybe doing either a hybrid or some virtual work, there's lots of songs and activities for you to connect for your students so that you don't have to do all the work yourself. So feel free to check those videos out for your students as well. I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you later.